what's that last line? Oh, he's gay. Oh, yeah, see, straight guys don't say that. There's nothing wrong with being gay in any way, but he definitely is.
Why is he so angry?
An impassioned kiss? He's also very charismatic. Like a gay guy.
Is Blake Lively a beard? Like, is she there just to produce kids and to give him that family image?
Like trying to normalize all of these gay jokes, but nobody's actually asking him to do that. He was, in fact, a part of the bullying that happened to Justin Baldoni. Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, will be deposed. And I suspect that might be making Ryan Reynolds extremely nervous, and I'll tell you why.
But the real kicker here is Hugh Jackman. Is Ryan Reynolds really in complete meltdown? Has Hugh Jackman's shocking silence break happening right after Marvel supposedly kicked him out just detonated a Hollywood truth bomb? What started as playful bromance banter between two A-list stars is now exploding into a scandal, amplified by career chaos that's rocking Tinseltown harder than ever. For years, we've chuckled at the Deadpool-Wolverine dynamic, the on-screen chemistry blurring into off-screen friendship. But what if that friendship was always strained and the pressure of a Marvel exit finally shattered the facade?
The love interest of his best friend's wife, and the guy trying to replace Ryan as a husband, and me as his best mate. Holy shit. What the hell are you doing messing with my best buddy's wife?
He is being awarded for his contributions with a deposition, all right?
The public perception of Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman's friendship has always been carefully managed. A masterclass in celebrity bromance, playful insults, public declarations of affection, a camaraderie that seemed to jump off the screen, especially within the Marvel universe. But beneath the surface of those lucrative movie deals and perfectly timed social media posts, whispers have always hinted at something more complex. Now, with Jackman's Marvel future in question, those complexities are violently erupting.
Baldoni's legal team wants to get the full scope of Reynolds' conduct during the time that It Ends With Us was being filmed. Ryan Reynolds' bromances, his various bromances over the years. We've talked about him and Jake Gyllenhaal, and obviously this has been a bromance that has been very much thrown in the public's face.
And then there are the jokes. Ryan Reynolds' relentless stream of gay jokes and innuendo directed at Hugh Jackman. It was their comedic currency, part of the Deadpool charm, this constant, almost manufactured public teasing. But in retrospect, and especially now, you have to wonder, was it just comedy, or was Reynolds overcompensating? Was he trying to control a narrative, particularly as pressure mounted for both of them in the high-stakes world of superhero franchises? With Marvel's supposed cold shoulder to Jackman, did this pressure finally reach breaking point?
Ryan's kind of perpetually highly publicizing his bromances is something that I find to be quite strange, right? Mostly because he's a 48-year-old man, Ryan Reynolds. He has 4 kids. And he seems to dedicate a lot of time and resources.
And why does he gush about his love for Hugh Jackman more than he does his own wife?
Then the unthinkable happened, coinciding with the Marvel fallout. Hugh Jackman, facing potential career uncertainty after being, as the title suggests, kicked out, broke his carefully maintained silence. Amidst a swirling Hollywood lawsuit and perhaps feeling less beholden to studio pressures, Jackman reportedly dropped a bombshell on disturbing truths about his relationship with Ryan Reynolds. Betrayal? Desperation? A calculated move after feeling professionally vulnerable? Whatever it was, it allegedly triggered a complete meltdown from Reynolds, a reaction amplified by Jackman's precarious position.
Like financial resources to trying to convince the public that these bromances are perfectly normal. And we're not really asking for that convincing. Like, I don't need people to convince me that guys can hang out with one another, but he feels like he has to make that effort. So he's like, nothing's weird here, nothing's weird, bromances are so normal.
The backdrop to this explosive revelation is that messy legal battle involving Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. But consider this, did the professional turmoil for Jackman, the Marvel exit, actually embolden him to speak out within this lawsuit? Did the lawsuit become a convenient or perhaps necessary platform to air grievances that were simmering beneath the surface, now intensified by career anxieties?
There's no female equivalent to the term romance. The female equivalent is friends. And so the fact that we need a term to describe 2 men going out to dinner I think is very revealing about what men are allowed or are not allowed to do.
And what were these truths that Jackman unleashed, potentially fueled by professional frustrations? Whispers of an impassioned kiss are mentioned, a detail that in the context of Jackman's Marvel exit and Reynolds' reaction feels less like gossip and more like a deliberate act of detonation. Suddenly, the playful jabs and public displays take on a darker, more complicated meaning, especially as careers and reputations are potentially on the line.
Weird thing for them to be trying to constantly tell us, and he's always playing this role of kind of making a lot of gay jokes and like trying to normalize all of these gay jokes, but nobody's actually asking him to do that. Not the gay community. No judgment from me, but Hugh Jackman has been plagued with rumors of homosexuality throughout his entire career. It has been speculated.
There's nothing wrong with being gay in any way, but he definitely is. Oh, he is. This is from 2017.
Consider again why Ryan Reynolds seemed to publicly adore Hugh Jackman more than his own wife. Was this imbalance always there? Or did the pressure cooker of Hollywood, the fight for roles, the superhero spotlight exacerbate existing tensions? The marriage comparisons between Reynolds and Jackman, now viewed through the lens of Jackman's Marvel ousting, feel less like jokes and more like desperate attempts to control a narrative that was always threatening to unravel.
Funny. That's funny to steal Ryan Gosling's little moment there. I'm willing to commit to a bit. An impassioned kiss?
It gets even stranger. Behind closed doors, away from the red carpets, and now perhaps away from the Marvel machine, the transcript claims Reynolds and Jackman referred to each other as life partners. Life partners. In private, away from studio ears, did the true nature of their bond become clearer, especially as professional anxieties mounted? Was this intense personal dynamic further strained when one of them faced professional rejection?
Is this what 47 and 55-year-old men, do you feel as though, even with friends you do business with, that your friendship is like a marriage?
Gay men they have a light in their eyes that straight men don't have. We don't.
Then came the news of Hugh Jackman's divorce from Deborah Lee Furness. The timing, as we discussed, was suspect, but now, factor in the Marvel situation. Could the divorce have been accelerated or strategically timed because of Jackman's uncertain future? Was it a preemptive move, a clearing of the decks as Jackman navigated a career crisis and prepared to speak his truth, whatever that truth may be?
Look at his dead eyes. Straight. Gay. So that's all that's happening. He's a closeted gay man, and that's just, when you deny yourself that truth, you're just gonna do weird, crazy shit.
Because those sexuality rumors about Hugh Jackman have been relentless, and perhaps even more intense in the pressure cooker of Hollywood's superhero franchises. Did the Marvel exit amplify these pressures? Did Jackman, facing career headwinds, decide to finally address or strategically manage these long-standing whispers? Was his silence breaking a direct consequence of feeling professionally cornered?
And everyone around you is gonna have a hard time because you're like trying to fit this square piece in a circle.
What he's saying is what I was trying to introduce in a more polite way by taking you guys through these like lavender marriages that actually happen in Hollywood. I know they happen for a fact, and there's just something here, this underlying anger that doesn't make sense.
And Blake Lively, always in the background. The beard theory takes on a new dimension when you consider the high-stakes world of Marvel and the pressures of maintaining a squeaky clean image. Was Lively's role as the perfect wife even more crucial for Reynolds and Jackman within the demanding context of superhero stardom? And did the professional fallout for Jackman expose the fragility of this constructed image?
Just looks at the circumstance, reads the messages, and is like, okay, I know what's going on here. And now, but instead we've got to go through this court case, and it's got to be like $400 million, and it's all crazy, all because Ryan is not happy with who he is on the inside.
The whispers of an emotional connection between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. Did these rumors intensify because of the broader drama? Did the cracks in Reynolds and Lively's marriage become more visible as the Reynolds-Jackman dynamic imploded, potentially triggered by Jackman's Marvel exit? Was everyone involved feeling the strain of a carefully constructed facade finally giving way under pressure, both personal and professional?
And I start to ask myself, is Blake Lively a beard? Like, is she there just to produce kids and to give them that family image? Because once you start to add it all up, and I don't think he's jealous, I think he's possessive. because she's his property.
Finally, the portrait of Ryan Reynolds. Narcissism, control, perhaps even amplified by the competitive, ego-driven world of Hollywood, especially within the Marvel universe. Did the pressure of maintaining superhero status, and then witnessing a peer potentially being kicked out, push Reynolds to even more extreme control tactics? The allegations of blackballing Justin Baldoni, does this speak to a man desperately trying to control his narrative as the world around him, including his bromance and perhaps his friend's career, starts to unravel?
I think the secret sauce to a long-lasting Hollywood friendship is not too dissimilar to having a partner or a marriage. Reynolds told Jackman during their interview, "I am genuinely rooting for you all the time. I want you to win. It's the same way I feel about Blake. As I'm rooting for her, I know she's rooting for me, and that's why we're so connected."
So is Ryan Reynolds in complete meltdown because Hugh Jackman's silence break, triggered or at least amplified by a Marvel career blow, has shattered the carefully constructed illusion? Has the professional pressure cooker finally exploded, revealing not just a bromance gone wrong, but a complex web of relationships and carefully managed images? Is the nicest guy in Hollywood persona collapsing under the weight of career anxieties and personal revelations? The Marvel connection adds a whole new layer of volatility to this Hollywood earthquake. What happens next as careers and reputations hang in the balance? Stay tuned and subscribe for more as this explosive story unfolds.